What's up, guys? Good morning from beautiful, sunny, gorgeous Playa del Carmen. Rope Monster coming at you here with another video. If you're coming down to Playa wondering about beach conditions, sargassum, erosion, sewage issues, and more, this video is for you. I'm going to give you guys the full update, and what's more, we're doing it right at sunrise for your viewing pleasure. You guys ready to hit some beaches here in Playa del Carmen? Vámonos. Guys, as many of you know, I've been in Morocco for a while, and man, have I missed this. We got here just in time. Check out this sunrise. Now, I've heard from a few folks that there was a bunch of sargassum washing up, and then I heard from some people, like my buddy Dan from Canada, that the beach was pretty decent. So we got to go find out for ourselves and enjoy this sunrise as well. Look at this right here, the reef at Cocoa Beach is the scene right here on Sunday, the 25th of January. Wow, wow. And we are, as always, guys, gonna get little Dronaldo up in the sky, the DJI Mini 3 drone. He couldn't come to Morocco with me because of the drone laws in Morocco, and so it's good to have him. I've got him on my back right here in the waterproof bag, safe and sound. So good to be back here in Playa, guys. Look at that. That is a nice welcome back. I had a 25-hour travel day yesterday, 15 hours in the air and a 10-hour overnight layover in Houston. And you know what? Just being back in Playa gives me so much energy that I'm here bright and early at your service, guys. If you appreciate my efforts, smash that like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already. We're gonna start out by checking out my beloved Playa 72, and we're gonna head all the way south, past Mamitas, past the Vivid, the Hilton, etc. Check out the Wyndham Ultra, get Dronaldo up in the sky. His first flight will probably be from right there on the dock before it gets too windy. But as you can see here, guys, as I kick off the Nike slides, you can see there's some fresh sargassum, some green sargassum washing up, which means it's brand new. But luckily they're out here cleaning it up bright and early, and it does not have any smell to it at all. The water temp feels oh so perfect right now. Wow. Oh, that's nice to be back in the Caribbean. So you can see there's not a lot of it piling up. We will see if that's the case as well down at Mamitas here in a little bit. But first I want to go check out to the north, and I think I will actually fly Dronaldo all the way up to Paradisus. So for those of you coming down and wondering about Punta Esmeralda, Paradisus, I'll cover that beach as well. So it's going to be a busy morning. Thanks again for being here, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Look at this. Life is good today, guys. Yeah, Mother Nature, La Pachamama, putting on a show for us all. I can't even explain how good it feels to be barefoot on the beach here with the sound of the waves. So guys, this is why I come down here, because a lot of people were saying that the sargassum situation was really bad. It's actually not seeming all that bad to me. For this time of year, it's unfortunate to see any. But it's really, I mean, how can we complain? And guys, I'm not really gonna throw any edits or music on this video. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it together as organically as possible. So if you like this style of video, just type in the comments below vlog, VLOG, and I'll keep going with these organic vlog style videos to keep you all updated. So as we get a little farther to the north, almost to the lifeguard tower at Playa 72, you can see the sargassum is getting a little thicker here on the beach, piling up a little bit, but still no strong smell. And little bit of silver lining, and we'll get a better idea when we get Dronaldo up in the sky, but there's not much in the water that I'm seeing yet. We'll get a better idea when the sun gets a little bit higher in the sky. We'll be able to fly the drone over the water and see if there's any huge patches washing in. That's always the big moment of the video, is to... What's up, brother? How you guys doing? Good. Appreciate you, man. Everything's good. Good to be back. Yeah. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Javier and his channel. I'll try to put that up on the screen. He actually, I stopped at Doña Paola yesterday right as I got off the bus, and he bought me a meal. I went to pay for my meal, and Doña herself said it was already paid for. And then I just ran into Seth, subscriber from California right there. Shout out, Seth. So really good to be back in the community here. Hey. But where were we? Okay, guys, so the Sargassum's getting a little bit thicker as we get to the north. I'm gonna walk up into the lifeguard tower. Playa 72 seems really busy this morning. It is high season. And that's another purpose of today's video, is to see how busy the beach is, if high season's popping off. But I will fly the drone down there toward Paradisus. I think the wind is fine. It's not too windy yet. And so we'll get down there. I think I'll walk as far as 72, the lifeguard tower here, and then get Dronaldo up in the sky so we can see all the way down to Punta Esmeralda and see just how bad the Sargassum situation really is down there. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. I'm slightly disappointed to see it like this because I know this time last year, you know, I think it was like mid-November to almost mid-March, we had very little Sargassum. The water was crystal clear in November, December, January of last year. Fast forward just 1 year and we've got this. So I'm always optimistic. I'm an optimist, I'm positive, but this is something that should concern us a little bit, being that this isn't supposed to be Sargassum season. All right, and I will update you guys on 10th Avenue, the progress on 10th Avenue. Maybe as the bonus material of this video, I'll show some of that. It's turning out really nicely. And they are actually repairing the lifeguard tower there, my quote-unquote office, where I quite frequently have done live streams from in the past. That's being repaired, so good work, good on them. That sunrise just keeps getting more and more dynamic. So I can't get up in the lifeguard tower today, but the good news is, because that was indeed falling apart, the good news is it looks like it's going to be there to stay once they put new handrails and reinforce the rest of that. So hey Pancho, ¿qué tal? ¿Todo bien, hermano? Gusto verte. A la verde in the house. What's up, brother? Todo bien, acabo de volver de Marruecos.
Marruecos,
yeah.
sí,
Increíble.
La huida, ¿verdad?
Yeah. All right, guys, just caught up with Pancho from A La Verde. Big news there. He's actually closing. Kind of sad news, but he's moving on to the next chapter. And then I had the pleasure of meeting some fantastic people, subscribers from Toronto. So, wow, what a great morning. I think I found my spot to get Dronaldo up in the sky. You can see the Sargassum does go on. We can see quite a ways down there to Playa 88, but we can't really see beyond. And I want to get a better view of what's happening down there. So we'll take a chill little Dronaldo flight and then press on to the south to the more famous Playa Mamitas, Playa 38 and beyond. And then I'll fly the drone all the way from there to cover the Centro beaches as well. So we're going to cover the entirety of Playa del Carmen beaches. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have a pretty substantial headwind. Estimated time of arrival to Punta Esmeralda, about 3 minutes. Fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for flying Ropey Air. Boop. There comes Ronaldo. Fantastic work as always for the little guy. That's flight number 1 of the day. Let's get him safely on the ground and recap what we just saw. Ven acá, Ronaldo, a desayunar. So guys, let's recap that flight from little Ronaldo here. Leave him some love in the comments. Good news and bad news. Let's start with the bad news. There is quite a bit of sargassum washing up in front of Paradisus and around Punta Esmeralda, and it stretches on about as far as the eye can see. The good news is that little oasis down there with the cenote, that freshwater cenote and that little river is crystal clear. The water's flowing, which means it's going to be nice, clear, refreshing spot. The other bit of good news is that as we did our return flight, we scanned the open ocean and there was very little sargassum actually washing in. The other little slice of good news is that the little bit we could see to the south actually looked like it was better and improving. So let's head south and find out just how good the beaches look down there. Vamonos. Guys, what a gorgeous morning beach walk. I'm definitely getting my 25,000-30,000 steps today. Gonna hit some volleyball later, but first I got promises to keep. We're back here, Reef Cocoa Beach. We're gonna head around the corner. Next stops will be Martina Beach Club, Encanto Beach Club, Majical, Playa 38. One thing I really want to look for at Playa 38 is the erosion still as bad. Is there even really a beach there? And then beyond, we need to check on Mamitas and the Wyndham, and from there we'll fly and cover the entirety of the beaches in the Centro as well and find out which beach right now is the best in Playa del Carmen. Getting our first glimpse, getting our very first glimpse around the corner here. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to get a closer look, obviously. It looks like some sargassum there in front of Martina, but Mamitas actually may end up being the best beach. Let's go find out. Get some feet in the sand on the ground there. Oh man, okay. This is kind of rough actually right here. I didn't expect this. So I'm not gonna be able to walk through there very easily. Usually there's beach right there. And today I might have to actually walk all the way around or even just fly the drone down there. Let's see if I can cut through the beach club and get around to Martina. But that was a surprise. That's the surprise of the day right there, is that there's no beach connecting this section. So as you can see here, guys, the beach in front of Mandarino is completely gone. I think I might try to, slowly work my way through here. But there's also a little bit of a sewage smell, and I really don't want to get any of those water droplets in my mouth if there's sewage. You can actually get staph infection. So that's one of the reasons at the beginning of this video I said we're going to check on the sargassum, erosion, and sewage situation. That's not something you can see in the video. That's something that you need an update on, and I would steer clear of this section right here. It smells strong of sewage. Why is that? Well, there was some flooding not too long ago and the streets were full of sewage, and obviously that makes its way out through here. So when the water's this high and there's heavy rains, this can happen. So let's head on to greener pastures, hopefully over there by Mamitas, and the Martina Beach Club is hopefully a little bit better than this section right here. All right, guys, unfortunately the elements would not let me through to the street. They were like, this is private. And I'm like, come on, guys, they won't let me through. They told me I would have to go all the way back around the way I came, public access. So I'm going for it, as I sometimes do. Not too bad. I just have to time this right. As always, guys, if you appreciate my efforts, smash that like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll try to keep the camera dry. I've got Ronaldo safely in the dry bag, so this isn't too bad so far. Just got to watch out for the rocks. I don't need a stub toe for my welcome back to Playa. Now, guys, Mandarino is a vibe. You can sit up in these kind of nest seats. I do like this beach club. And fun fact about this beach club is the pool is actually cenote water. So for those of you sensitive to chlorine and chemicals, you might want to try Mandarino Beach Club. And I think after 5 p.m. the entrance is free. So just always trying to bring you that extra little bit of value as I make my way through the water here. And it really truly does smell like sewage, guys. So I'm gonna keep my mouth closed for this part. Okay guys, almost there. Wow, and so there is some erosion here as well. This beach is a little bit more narrow. Now that's fairly typical in high season. This is the winter high water line issue, but wow, I mean, look at this, guys. This is not normal per se. Some of you might say in the comments, well, it's the high water line for winter, but the last 2-3 years there was a beach right there, and most of you will know that this is usually a legitimate beach entrance. Not right now. That's why you guys watch these beach updates, so you know what to expect before you come down. Don't have to use your precious vacation time to find the best beaches. So yeah, you can see Martina Beach Club right here doesn't even have their typical iconic doors up, and the water line is right up to the roots of this palm tree. So that's really something. I haven't seen the water really this high in the last 3 years. So. All right, next up we got Encanto and then Mahikal right here. So I might have to hit one of these beach clubs later, but I think I'll just play volleyball today. And this is what I call gains season, guys. Now, a lot of you have mentioned, hey, it looks like you lost a little weight. I am still 83 kilos. For those of you wondering, my normal weight is about 87 kilos. And so I just rejoined the gym yesterday, and it's gain season, guys. So I'll be eating a lot of tacos de birria. I'll be doing some tacos de birria showdowns, finding the best of the best in 2026. So always stay tuned, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and subscribe so you don't miss the food content. Get some happy people going out diving here. And we are now in front of the beginning of Mahikal right here. And this is usually one of my favorite stretches of beach, but it looks like we do have quite a bit of sargassum seaweed in the water here. And these beach updates are always just meant to give you a first-person view of what's actually happening here. I'm not here to sugarcoat things or say that Playa is the best place in the entire world. And we do have our issues here like anyone else. So you can see, wow, Playa 38 is not even here. And then the sargassum situation to get through there is absolutely gnarly. I kind of don't want to walk through that. I might actually go up and around on the street. This is not something I really want to walk through at all. But it does look like down at Mamitas things are a little bit better. This is probably the worst looking part of Playa that I've seen since being back. I don't smell the sewage smell down here though, which is a little bit of good news, a little silver lining. I think I'll go around this actually. That's pretty bad. I did want to update you on Playa 38, and there's your Playa 38 update. There is no Playa 38. So guys, there is some beach here, at least in front of Mahikal. I've decided to make my way up to the street and go around that bit of sargassum there. That's just a little more than I'm willing to deal with this early in the morning. As always, guys, I'll never be willing to put in the extra steps. I decided to stop at the actual entrance to Playa 38. And this is the scene here. I thought it was worth showing because it is one of my favorite beaches in this part of Playa. What's up, guys? Buenos dias. Good morning. So you can see a couple piles of sargassum, and this is the entirety of the beach that you're seeing from here to here. And unfortunately, quite the bloom of sargassum washing in. It's 8:48 in the morning. That gentleman's having a nice Corona for breakfast. Kudos, vacation mode activated. But yeah, you can see this is all sargassum washing in, and the water's right up to the palm, and these huts at Mahekal are actually, I wouldn't say at risk, but I mean it's getting iffy. You can see that foundation is really getting undermined there by the water. And we do have, luckily we have these guys cleaning up the sargassum bright and early, and I think I may be able to get through there no problem without going all the way around. But yeah, kind of a sad state of affairs here at Playa 38. I'll keep you updated on the situation every single week, because I would like to see this beach widen out. It's one of my favorites, and it's such a vibe. Cool place to meet people and mingle. I'm gonna see if I can make it through here, guys. Oh yeah, no problem. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But that foundation, I would be a little bit concerned if I was management there. At least a little bit concerned. So pressing on. Yeah, that one's just hanging on right there. If you want an oceanfront view, it doesn't get any closer than that. You're basically on a cruise ship there. So we'll continue on through my through my natural habitat, guys. I can't express how good it is to be back. But this is the south part of Mahekal here, and unfortunately, yes, there is quite a bit of seaweed. No way to sugarcoat that. But I will say the weather's perfect. The water temperature's so perfect. Not cold, but still refreshing. A little bit of sargassum there. One thing I'm interested in seeing is just beyond the pier here at Constituyentes. How is that little stretch of beach looking? Sometimes that's a little paradise when everything else has sargassum. So we'll see about that just in a few minutes here. But first things first, see the rest of Mahekal, and then we're gonna hit Mamitas and Devotion by Live Aqua, and what is now the Hyatt Vivid, used to be the Hilton. So let's keep going, guys. Thanks to those of you who have stuck around to this point in the video. It really means the world to me, and just happy to be back in Playa. So thank you all to everyone who watched the Morocco content. I actually do have a few more videos coming from the Sahara and some other regions, like crossing over the Kai Atlas Mountains. So I will upload those soon. It's just I ran out of time to edit while I was in Morocco because I was traveling and filming so very much. But a big thanks to you all. If you haven't checked out the Morocco content, I'll link the playlist to all those videos in the description below. So these folks are putting in work to keep the beach nice and clean for us. I would imagine by about 10 or 11 they'll have all of this cleaned up, and it'll just be like a normal beach day, except for the little bit of sargassum washing in right there. So we are now coming up on Mamitas right here. And this stretch of beach at least is nice and wide. Soft sand underfoot. Good day for some sailing, actually. Plenty of wind out there for that. And hopefully, guys, the wind noise isn't too bad. I do have the furry on the camera to try to prevent that wind noise from being unbearable for you all. But it does get pretty real out here. Good news is I still think Ronaldo can fly again. His second flight will be coming up here shortly from the other side of that pier. And I think he's handled much worse as far as wind. So Mamitas is looking pretty solid here. You can see plenty of people out enjoying the water, paddle boarding, inflatable paddle boards. That's a big one. I don't know if I've ever seen a paddle board quite that big. So yeah, it's basically a boat. So you can see one of the major sargassum collection sites here on the right of your screen. Kind of a big pile there. I imagine they'll get that cleaned up with the bulldozers before too long. And Mamitas is still here, guys. I've heard rumors that they're gonna knock it down and build condominiums, but I haven't seen that come to fruition, which is kind of nice. I really like Mamitas. It's kind of an old staple of Playa del Carmen. So this is the tough reality right now here in front of Devotion by Live Aqua. Guys, this is the reality. I try to bring it like it is, but not the best looking conditions here, unfortunately, for swimming. The sargassum is just kind of collecting right here, and there's not much they can do about that aside from just keeping on cleaning it up, staying on top of cleaning it up once it does wash onto the beach. But if you are staying at Devotion or in this area, you should be aware that this is not the ideal or #1 beach of the day so far. Stay tuned, guys, for how the Centro beaches are looking. I will fly the drone over there momentarily, but I've got to update you on each and every beach. It's been a few weeks since I've done a beach update since I've been in Morocco, and I myself wanted to come check these beaches out and figured why not give you the full update on my morning walk. All right, the Hyatt Vivid, former Hilton. This is the scene. At least there's some beach here. I think the last update I filmed here, they couldn't even have this front row of lounges here. They just had the camastros. But once again, guys, some sargassum washing in. So let's go just beyond the pier here and see if there is a better option on the other side of Constituyentes. I know that's hard to say, but Constituyentes. That's the way it is pronounced. Constituyentes. Spanish lesson of the day. Still, guys, as I flew back from Morocco and was flying over New Jersey and had to transfer terminals on the bus in New Jersey, this is still way better than the weather up there. Please, guys, everybody stay safe and stay warm. Those who are affected and watching this during the winter storm, it looks like it's no joke. I was lucky to stay just ahead of that storm and get back to Playa safely. So stay warm, guys. All right, other side of Constituyentes, drum roll. And wow, some of the sargassum even made it past these tide pools and rocks. That's no joke. We must have had some heavy winds, high waves to get the sargassum all the way up here. Still a great spot to come with the kiddos and the family. You can see we've got these shallow tide pools for people to, people with families to let the kiddos kind of just play safely. Got a guy out there fishing. So this is the Wyndham Ultra right here. And we'll take Ronaldo's final flight of the day all the way down to the main ferry terminal where you would take the ferry to Cozumel. And those of you guys going to Cozumel this trip or considering it, the west side of Cozumel, I've shown in the past video, there's a secret beach down there with very few people. I'll link that in the description below. What do you do when there's tons of sargassum in Playa del Carmen? You go to the west side of Cozumel. And so I've done videos on how exactly to get out there, how much it costs, and which beaches you'll want to hit to avoid the sargassum. So that's a really important one, guys. Watch it next. I'll put the keep the link at the end of this video up in the corner and also in the description below. All right guys, what a gorgeous sight here looking to the south. I'm gonna get Dronaldo up in the sky and then bring you guys the update on 10th Ave. Let's do this. So guys, another fantastic flight there from Dronaldo. We could actually see quite a bit from that. What my biggest takeaway was is that Playa Fundadores all the way down by the terminal actually looks pretty solid. Looks like a good option if you're staying in the centro. Also, we could see on our quick flyover of Mamitas that actually looks like the better beach in that part of Playa del Carmen. And then as we did our return flight coming back, I did the same thing I did earlier and kind of panned and looked more at the ocean. And the good news is we didn't really see a ton. There was no huge bloom of sargassum washing in. So guys, that's your beach update. Thank you all for watching. Remember to smash that like button for me, subscribe. Those of you who want to see the upgrades on 10th Avenue and what Playa del Carmen is becoming, stick around for the bonus material. If not, guys, have a good one. Rope Monster, out. Ladies and gentlemen, the new and improved 10th Avenue. Now before I left, and this is not the prettiest part yet, they're still doing some planting and they have just recently transplanted these trees, so they're not looking great. I'll show you the prettiest part here in a moment. But guys, before I left to Morocco, these planter boxes were empty and I was wondering what they were gonna put in here. And anywhere there's not overhead lines, they put in palm trees, and so we have now a palm lined beautiful 10th Ave. Then they also mixed in some smaller evergreen type trees as well. It looks like maybe even a mango tree or two intermingled in there. So in April or so you can expect to get hit in the head with some free mangoes if you're walking down 10th. And I'll show you what I think is the prettiest part so far, but you can see that the fresh chapopote, there's another Spanish word of the day for you. Chapopote is blacktop. So you've got fresh blacktop there that's just smooth as can be. I'm excited to ride my longboard on that. And then we've got this palm tree lined, wide, even 10th Avenue. So I'll show you guys just another section here momentarily up near and beyond Chedraui Selecto. I'm gonna stop and actually grab some eggs and kombucha. I mentioned earlier it's gain season, and whether you think this is gross or not, one thing I do to get in my eggs is I actually do a raw egg cracked in about 4 ounces of kombucha and drink that down, and I can get about 9 eggs down, maybe a dozen eggs down a day that way, and instantly just put on like 3 kilos of muscle. Obviously combined with the gym. So I'm gonna stop at Chedraui and then keep going down 10th for your viewing pleasure. But this has really turned out much better than expected. Bravo, Playa del Carmen. So this almost looks like a completely different playa. We're here in front of the wonderful Amore Mio empanada spot. It almost has like a feel of West Palm Beach or something like that. Yeah, we're here in my beloved playa, and yeah, I really think this is a vast improvement on, I mean, looking behind me, it just seems fake. It seems like CGI or AI, like I'm in front of a green screen. I almost myself can't really believe that's Playa 10th Ave behind me, but indeed it is. And what an improvement. For those of you who know Playa, this was a very uneven, broken up sidewalk, really hard for people with disabilities or arthritis to walk on, and almost impossible if you were in a wheelchair or anything like that. Ask me how I know. I've walked this on crutches after almost getting hit by a taxi last May, and it wasn't the most fun on crutches. I always say challenge accepted, but is it fun? Not really. But that's the update there on 10th, guys. Thanks again for stopping in for the video. I'm gonna be civilized and put my tank top on, go get some groceries. See you guys in the next one.